Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video. Today I'm taking a couple of trades and so I thought it would be very important for me to make a good update video because I have not put these trades in. I'm gonna do it right now though, and that is why I'm making an emergency update video, and I guess we'll see how this goes. The reason I'm putting up these trades you'll see in just a second, but I think we have a good risk to reward. And so I will explain exactly why I'm doing that. Then again, we also have a couple of pieces of crypto news. So if you don't like technical analysis, you don't like trading, just skip to that part. Then again, I do have a question for you guys. Are you a trader or just a crypto holder? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm always interested in reading that type of stuff. It's just funny to see how my audience is divided. Having said that, there's a couple of really interesting points. I am trading Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP, but this little thing which I'm going to talk about here, it actually applies to multiple different crypto, and you'll understand soon enough why. So a couple of things to point out. It took a very long time for Bitcoin to beat its April 2021 all-time high, about 180 days. Right now, people are still uncertain whether or not we call this entire period right here a bear market, or if this was just a pullback in a bullish market. Very difficult to say. The opinions are disagreeing, as some people said, hey, more than 100 days or more than 90 days means bear market. Some others say, well, if it's within such a short time period, we will still consider it bullish market since we never broke down that low, so to speak. We only halved in price. It's such a debatable little thing because I would say you can call it a short-term bear market, but the more you zoom out, if you go to a weekly, for example, it doesn't really look like anything negative whatsoever. Now, there's actually quite a lot of similarities from the run that we saw in April to the one that we're seeing right now, where, for example, we had a very interesting top in March, nice little pullback towards an important level, we found out later, before a break, which is only a couple percent higher. We're seeing that to some degree right now as well, right? If you copy this over, you'll see it matches up quite nicely. What also matches quite nicely is the sell-off that we saw right after that. So if we solely base it upon like this pattern right here, it's already right now a pretty good risk to reward to just open up another long, mostly because, well, we had a bottom after I guess at a really important point at that area, at about $50,000, we had a really nice bottom. Right now we are at the 0.5 Fibonacci for my latest move, really important point. It's, in my own opinion, very nice to just open up a couple of long positions when you've had such a long and sustained bullish run, because there's usually pretty big bounce backs, so to speak. Now, that is, again, if we follow the history of what we've seen here. Point number two, so to speak, is if we only focus on this move. If we only focus on the move from the swing low to the swing high and look at the Fibonacci levels, we got some very perfect bounces. First of all, at the 0.786, you can see we came right back down. But then a little bit later, right now, perfectly to the 0.5, perfect to the dot is where we are at right now. Just for that self on its own is already pretty damn nice to just trade at because a lot of people use these indicators. A lot of people do, guys, a lot of people. However, to add to that, I would like to say that the volume is a really nice indicator in this sense. So what we saw back in the time here is that in the entire bull run, the volume is pretty similar to what we are facing right now. However, in the sell-off period, the actual sell-off period, the sell volume every single time was extreme, specifically when there was larger candles of big sell-offs and a larger amount of fear. If we look at it right now, there is a slight increase in volume, slight increase in red candle activity, but generally here, it's basically on the exact average of everything. Now, I'm not going to say that this is a low volume pullback, which usually is a very, very weak indicator. I'm not going to say that. What I will tell you is that it's not by any means a strong one. And that, again, is just another bullish factor for the entirety. There's a couple of other things to add, which is that I don't think we've ever seen it, that it took 180 days after sort of for kind of a correction to happen, where we actually bounced back. So we came right back to the same price and then only beat it by a couple percent before now going into a bear market. It's a really strange structure. A couple of things you might also want to point out is the cup and handle. You can definitely put a little cup with a handle in it right now. It's definitely plausible. I can definitely agree with you guys on that note, depending on what the Bitcoin price does right now. But it's also in there. You can definitely kind of scout that throughout the journey here, which is also pretty interesting to know. However, based upon those factors, I already have a Bitcoin long position open for a little bit ago. As soon as I basically got to the 0.5, I think I opened it at about $55,000, $55,41,000. Right now, however, I think it is worth it for myself, for me, all right, maybe not for everybody, to open up a long position right here and basically set a stop loss somewhere down. It doesn't really matter exactly where we put it, but to try catch this little bounce back. We have gone down so much today, and of course we can go down a little bit further, but as I've seen other major influencers on Twitter talk about as well, we could also have a little bit of a nice little relief rally, so to speak, because there's been so much negativity because of, in reality, almost nothing. Stocks are going down like crazy. Worst case, I personally think we go down for 2 days straight. But after such a huge downwards candle, I don't really feel that. But I based on more, okay? It's basically because most factors are on the same exact spectrum. I told you guys earlier in my video that this level, the $4,000 level for Ethereum, is so extremely important. Everybody buying Ethereum at 4,000, bellissima. Perfect. Look at this. So we had our first bounce here at $4,000. If we take swing low to swing high here, it's funny how it lines up exactly with the 0.618 Fibonacci level, huh? Yeah, that's because that's the way it freaking works. Mathematics is everywhere in these trades, and people use these things so often, guys. Go ask around. Almost every person uses this. So we came right back down to the 0.618, which is, in my opinion, the most important level, and we got ourselves a nice little triple bounce here after, again, already retesting it, or I guess first testing. This is the all-time high, right, at that point? No, not the all-time high. After retesting it at that point, right now came, I guess, a little bit below that. This is not a real perfect test. But right now, we had a triple bottom exactly at that area. That's a very, very strong sign of things just going up from here, if you ask me. A triple bottom at that area, that is extremely nice. Now, for Ethereum, the sell-off does have significantly more volume than the positive days. Then again, it's also, still as of this point, pretty low volume if compared to some of the bigger moves we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Look at it relatively, right? This is real sell-off days, September 7th, for example, and here, September 20th and whatnot. This is where the volume actually spikes because people are fearful. Right now, if you really look at the volume, it's actually, in reality, nothing in comparison, which I just found interesting. Now, for XRP, the reason I'm actually going for that trade is a little bit more, I guess, in less thought out, let's speak it like that. So I can definitely put up a couple of patterns here. Most of them would theoretically speaking be bearish. For example, you can see a little bit of a bearish pattern in it like this. I'm going to skip all that. The only reason I'm literally trading XRP right now is mostly from the perspective that every single buy of XRP that I get below $1, I think will last me a lifetime, because I definitely don't think it's going to get liquidated in that sense, as you see with my previous XRP trades. So I can kind of guess that I'm going to keep them open for the longest time. Now, the only negative point is that I told you guys about this a couple of hours ago. Right now, we've already recouped quite a lot of percentages here. We're already up again about 6% or so, so that's not juicy, as that is again 67% worth of gains. But I do still believe that opening up XRP long positions at this point, below $1, this much below it, is still not a bad idea. Specifically, guys, and this is one thing I tell you all, if you don't have yourself a Bybit account just quite yet, right now, for a little bit more, about 3 more days more, there's $3,500 worth of bonuses that you can get. It's a deposit bonus, 3.5%. Theoretically speaking, that bonus can make you so much, because this is money that you get for absolutely free, and bonuses you can use leverage with. That's why I keep always talking about leverage. You can use and utilize other people's money, or free money, so to speak, to make the juicy gains with. I would always say explore it, try it out. If you don't like it, don't continue. If you're losing too much money, don't continue. Learn the ropes better, but use free money to your advantage, and specifically use debt or use no wait, let me say it differently. Don't use debt to trade. Whoa, don't get me wrong. Don't go into debt to trade something. Please don't. Please no, in no way, shape, or form. I try to say use debt to your advantage when you're trading, even though you cannot get into debt by using this, by the way. It's not as if you can go into the minus with these leverage platforms. You can only lose what you put on there. They're not going to come knock on your door, take your money away. Some people ask me that, but I need to make that really clear. You can not lose more than what you put in. You guys hopefully get that. They're not going to come to your house and take all your money. But there's also some different competitions that are on there, by the way, which make it worth it to try it out. That's just me. All right, having said that, what is the crypto news that's going around? Let me quickly see if we can find it here. So some of the crypto news that we found is right here. Billionaire tells investors, buy Bitcoin right now. I keep telling you guys this. Ricardo Salinas Pliego said, good old USA is looking more and more. Oh, I thought for a second it was my logo. I got scared. I was like, he hacked me. Good old USA is looking more and more like any other irresponsible third world country. Wow. Look at the scale of fake money creation. Buy Bitcoin right now. Isn't it funny sometimes when you start thinking about how Bitcoin is going down in some of these cases, where it's more logical for things that are fiat related like stocks to go down. Where with Bitcoin, it's so illogical. It's also so illogical that when the inflation was announced with a record-breaking percentage, which all these Fed guys said, no, it's not going to happen. We knew it was going to happen already. That Bitcoin on the same day when it hit a new all-time high at 69,000 went down because of some FUD. I still believe it's a game that's being played right now, guys. I'm not playing into it. I'm not falling for it. Huge amount of liquidation today. A lot of these bulls are going to pick right back up. They're going to go really, really hard if you ask me. And I'll take my loss if we don't win on this one. But I'll definitely try it out. I told you guys before, I keep a little bit of money on the side here to buy a bigger dip. And I'm definitely going to add more to my long position if we go further here. Because I'm not even thinking the stop loss is going to be the best decision for me. I think maybe adding to my long position might be the best. Because we've fallen down so significantly much. Keep thinking about that. Keep thinking about the fact that right now we're already down. How much is it? 20%? Yeah, about 22% down in a couple of weeks. From that perspective, if I buy right now, if I open a long position right now, it's in already a way better position. And it's also in a better position than it could have been in for a very long time right here as well. So from that perspective, I'm thinking, yeah, I should just keep opening them up. But that's just me. Bitcoin off 20% for Black Friday. I mean, you can also see it as a positive little gift to yourself, You wanted some Black Friday discount? Here, grab yourself some Bitcoin, 20% off. Hey, that's what they do for you. They're nice people, the people that give this to you for free. Very, very nice. They give you a freaking discount on your Bitcoin. You should thank them. You should thank some of these market manipulators. You should thank them. By the way, guys, make sure you press that like button. Physical Bitcoin fund approved in Singapore. We also just got this really, really positive news. Singaporean Fintonia Group has launched 2 Bitcoin funds for professional investors. The Fintonia Bitcoin Physical Fund purchases actual Bitcoin to provide investors with direct price exposure. And the Fintonia Secured Yield Fund allows Bitcoin holders to obtain cash by putting their Bitcoin as collateral. All I can say about that is pretty damn juicy, everybody. That is pretty damn juicy. We also got some Cardano news, which I find interesting. Cardano crypto quant Benjamin Cohen says eToro FUD will not sink ADA. A lot of people said that ADA is going to keep going down because there's no liquidity and they've got a couple of other negative parts. But the majority of people I speak to here, guys, say no, it's not really to worry. There's really no death of ADA or anything like that, like some people are claiming around the internet. And by the way, if you're hearing some or stuff like that, obnoxious neighbors, okay? All right? Nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do. Sometimes you get unlucky with where your hotel room is placed. Let's just put it like that. All right. And South Korea and Japan grapple with how to define and tax cryptocurrency gains. South Korea reaches yes, there we go. There we go. Nice. South Korea. When I'm live streaming, sometimes we get this too. And you guys say, go look, go call. Yeah. South Korea and Japan grapple. I don't know if you guys can even hear it, so because I can hear it very loud. Then I'm thinking, oh, you guys must hear it too. But my microphone settings, maybe, it's too direct. I'm going to check back. It's going to be fun if you guys can hear it. South Korea and Japan grapple with how to define the tax cryptocurrency gains. This is actually one of the most important articles we've seen in a very long while. People don't understand yet, but the fact they're looking into it like that and that they're questioning is such a proactive approach where they're like, hey, we see it's really trending. We see it's really important to be. Okay, they're breaking stuff, I think. Ooh, it feels like a live stream right now. The energy here, interesting. The fact they're so looking into it to see what they can, I'm getting so distracted, to see what they can change and see what they can do, I think is very nice. Then again, it says here, crypto investors in next door Japan already face taxation up to 55%. That ain't so good. But the fact that looking into it is a good step. Because if you tax it at 55%, I kind of see that as you're scared of it. But then again, it might just be because it can have to do with your income tax in your country. And if it's already high and it's going to kind of come together with that, hey, then it might be that way. But damn, oh damn. In Japan, crypto tax depends on individuals' earnings, and the highest earners can be subject to 55% tax, compared to the 20% tax to the same investors would pay on profits of ordinary stock. Never mind, that's BS. Never mind. All right, I take back on what I said just now. They're making good steps for regulating crypto, and such high percentages means they're scared of it, but that is absolute BS. I told you guys, there's only one way in which they can make crypto really annoying, and that's by taxing it at, like, let's say 90% or so. So it's just not really that attractive to people anymore, because you can't ban it because people will always run the system. You can't really get it away. Another bet they could do is, I guess, go for a $1 trillion injection into Bitcoin mining equipment with maybe some quantum computing, whatever, and just short it on the other end as well, and then basically try to destroy the system. But it will always survive, I think. So whatever. That's just my own opinion. Guys, things are looking good. Things are looking good. Things are looking good. That was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I'm still pretty bullish. I don't think the run is over. A lot of people are scared, but I don't think it's going to happen. I hope that this is just the biggest dip we're going to see in a long time. And I hope that the next couple of days is going to be full bull season. But yes, guys, I am opening up a long position and I'll cut my losses if it's wrong. Let's put it like that. But I hope that we're right and we're going to make some freaking dough. Again, not financial advice. I definitely might be wrong. I open up a lot of trades. A lot of them are right. Some of them are wrong. In the end, we are net positive. So I think if you stick around the channel for long enough, you'll definitely get wealthier. As I've said before, my goal is definitely in that little ballpark. So I'm going to try my best. And I hope later maybe we'll show some more gems or some more info on that, as those coins tend to do really, really well. I wonder how some coins would do in a little bit of a bear period like this. I'm not too sure, but yeah. See you guys again in another crypto video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I'll see you guys again in another one, as I said. Yeah.